Do you think we can fall in love? I have arguments about this all the time. Do you think we can fall in love based on words alone?
Well, I think people have been doing it for centuries. I mean, it used to be the case that people wrote letters to each other.
Yeah.
And then that was how they communicated. And
I guess that's how you and Dan got.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So is the answer a clear yes there? Because I get a lot of pushback from people often that you need the touch and the smell and the bodily stuff.
I think the touch and the smell and the bodily stuff helps.
Okay.
But I don't think it's necessary.
Do you think you can have a lifelong monogamous relationship with an AI system that only communicates with you on text, romantic relationship?
Well, I suppose that's an empirical question that hasn't been answered yet. But
so yeah,
I guess what I would say is I don't think I could. Could any human? Could the average human? Could if I want to even modify that and say I'm thinking now of Tom Hanks and the movie
Castaway.
Yeah, with Wilson.
Yeah,
I think if you had to make that work, with
a volleyball, yeah.
If you had to make it work, could you prediction and simulation, right? So if you had to make it work, could you make it work using simulation and, your past experience? Could you make it work?
Could you make it work? You as a human, could you
have a relationship literally with an inanimate object and have it sustain you in the way that another human could?
Yeah.
Your life would probably be shorter because you wouldn't actually derive the body budgeting benefits from, right? So we've talked about, how your brain, its most important job is to control your body, and you can describe that as your brain running a budget for your body.
Yes.
And there are metaphorical, deposits and withdrawals into your body budget, and you also make deposits and withdrawals in other people's body budgets, figuratively speaking. So you wouldn't have that particular benefit. So your life would probably be shorter, but I think it would be harder for some people than for other people.
Yeah, my intuition is that you can have a deep, fulfilling relationship with a volleyball. I think a lot of the environments that set up, I think that's a really good example. Like the constraints of your particular environment define I believe scarcity is a good catalyst for deep, meaningful connection with other humans and with inanimate objects. So the less you have, the more fulfilling those relationships are. And I would say a relationship with a volleyball, the sex is not great, but everything else, I feel like it could be a very fulfilling relationship, which I don't know from an engineering perspective what to do with that. And just like you said, it is an empirical question. But
there are places to learn about that, right? So, for example, think about children and their blankets, right? So there's something tactile and there's something olfactory, and it's very comforting. I mean, even for non-human little animals, right? Like puppies, and so I don't know about cats, but
cats are cold-hearted. There's nothing going on there.
I don't know. There are some cats that are very dog-like. I mean, really. So
some cats identify as dogs. Yes,
I think that's true. Yeah, they're species fluid.